The Cowboys got exposed by the Bills, and there's really no excuse for Jerry and Stephen Jones on this one. Their fatal flaw was that they could not stop the run. Now, to be fair, they damn sure couldn't run the football either, but stopping the run was much more problematic. I've already been over this in great detail on this channel. The Cowboys were riding high as frontrunners when they marched into Buffalo. Josh Allen completed 7 passes, and the Bills rushed for almost 300 yards. The Packers saw that game, as did, the whole world and anybody else paying attention. And they knew exactly what they were going to do. And they also knew that there wasn't a damn thing Dallas was going to do about it. A one-dimensional defense either could not or would not adjust their way out of an ultralight box with ultralight bodies. And really good football teams lined up in heavy personnel and ran the football right down their throats. They had no chance. Luckily, improving their run defense and upgrading the linebacker position just got a little bit easier for the Cowboys. And that's all thanks to the Chargers doing what a lot of us expected to be possible and cutting veteran linebacker, former All-Pro, former Walter Payton Man of the Year candidate, and team captain Eric Kendricks to save $6.5 million on their current salary cap. Okay, he's a cap casualty. And just to be clear, if you want to tell me that you'd rather have somebody like Azeez Al-Shaair, Josie Jewell, Frankie Luvu, Bobby Wagner, Willie Gay, Drew Tranquil, Levante David, I don't disagree. Okay, I'm just saying the connection and the price tag for this team, until they prove to me that they're willing to actually go out and spend and swipe the credit card that we've been talking about so much here in this series, this move makes too much sense. Before we get into that, I want you guys to listen to what my guy Ben had to say in regards to the importance of having a guy like Stephon Gilmore return. Listen to this.
Past that, something that Stephon Gilmore offers is, you spoke briefly about Belichick. One thing about Belichick is he knew how to coach and execute on multiple looks, not just in the box, but in the back end as well. And I'm going to tell you right now, one thing about Mike Zimmer, he's not going to do what Dan Quinn does, where he's going to live and die by cover 1 and cover 3. He's going to hit you with 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. He's going to press you. He's going to double mug. He's got fluidity between his even and odd man fronts. And Stephon Gilmore is one of the most experienced veterans in the game that knows and can execute in a system like that. And this cornerback room could use that, because most of them that are there have only played under Dan Quinn and don't understand what those different coverage looks can look like and why and how you need to use them in certain situations in game, proper leverage, and situational football in general. And Stephon Gilmore can offer that. So that could be a very huge, very crucial free agency decision that they make. Because if they go young there, I mean, Zimmer's got a history of just benching rookie cornerbacks, even if they've got 100%. High draft capital on them. And so you don't bring them back, you're really leaving that whole situation very vulnerable in my opinion.
Honestly, I can't wait to I can't wait to cut that last little segment that you just dropped and repurpose that and put it out, because you were spitting right there, man. And I hope people are paying attention. But go ahead, Nick. I digress.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of go back to the Gilmore thing. And early on, I was very much so a team Jordan Lewis coming back. And then I heard Gilmore kind of talk on Radio Row at the Super Bowl and just talking about his time with Bill Belichick and the coaching. And they asked him directly, because Zimmer was coming on, of, how they coach younger players, and how would they respond? And Gilmore was very honest of, like, he doesn't think they would respond well to it. And that flipped for me then. I'm like, okay, you need to be back in the building to deliver the message. Because, right, most coaches, when they come in, they get their guy to come in, deliver their message, carry it out. Right. And so I flipped to Gilmore. So I think it was very important to bring back. And then at the combine, we had Stephen Jones say what? Hey, we appreciate what he done, what he did here, the whole holistic view, right? Nothing but the holistic views. And basically how Stephen Jones, who was asked about Gilmore, it was kind of like, we appreciate you and we wish you the best in your future endeavors.
So now, if that is true, right? If we are expressing the concern about the importance of getting a guy like Gilly who has experience in a Belichick system with multiple different variations and nuances within their coverage, right? If Gilly is that important to a cornerback room that currently has 2 All-Pros in it, then imagine how important we feel Eric Kendricks could be for a linebacker room that currently has Damone Clark in it, right? Don't forget, only one linebacker on the roster right now didn't suffer a season-ending injury this past year. That's Damone Clark. Okay, and yes, I understand DeMarvion Overshown. Obviously, he was only a rookie last year. He'll be back. Okay, but at what percent and what time frame? Okay, but either way, I don't want Ben's overall point to be missed here. Okay, every cornerback and every linebacker that's currently not a free agent on the Cowboys roster has only played from within the Dan Quinn scheme. So you need somebody who understands and can, help speed up the learning curve from somebody who's going to come in and be preaching and teaching defense in a much different way. Okay? You want that peer-to-peer leadership when things get a little bit uncomfortable behind the scenes, right? Somebody gets exposed or called out on the practice field or in the film room. Your former Walter Payton Man of the Year, team captain, all-pro, all the above guy, Eric Kendricks, he's there to help keep everybody together and on the right track and on the same page. Okay. Not to mention, he has, I think, 8 straight seasons of 100-plus tackles right now, including in 2021. He was the only defensive player in the league to have over 100-plus tackles and over 5 sacks. Okay. Yes, he's 32 years old. Yes, he's probably past his prime. But yes, he absolutely helps this Cowboys defense get much better. 7 tackles for loss last year. No linebacker on the Cowboys team it was anywhere close in terms of tackles for loss. And once again, wearing the green dot in a brand new defense in a brand new city, becoming a team captain, and balling out. That's another kind of like understood but also unspoken reason why he helps beyond just getting guys on the right page and helping with the learning curve and stuff like that, right? He frees up Damone Clark too. Because DC is no longer having to be responsible for quarterbacking that side of the ball while he's still figuring out how to get his feet wet in the league. Remember, he was still only, half a season removed from being a rookie this past year. So he had the weight of the world on his shoulders with another inexperienced guy alongside him for most of that year after Leighton Vander Esch went down. Marquise Bell is a safety, y'all. We all know that by now. Okay, but, once again, just want to reemphasize the point why I've said that I need 2 free agent linebackers and, up to 2 defensive tackles, depending on what we decide to do with Jonathan Hankins, right? The defensive side of the ball needs the most help. You currently only have 1 true defensive tackle. And that's Mozzie Smith, who's currently 40 pounds lighter than he was when they drafted him for some dumb reason. Okay. And you also currently only have 1 linebacker. So you've got the most holes and the most questions on the defensive side of the ball. Therefore, you spend the most money in free agency on the defensive side of the ball. Have guys that understand what they're doing, pros, dudes that can just come in, seamlessly transition, and take care of stopping the run. Eric Kendricks can do that for you. And yes, I teased this back on Monday when I posted the thumbnail for this project. Before he was ever even released, I was sitting here banging the table for it. Make the call, Jerry. Flip him a 3rd-round pick. Or a day 3 pick in the future. Or even this year if you have to. Whatever you got to do. Okay, but, it's pretty much that simple, guys. Ben just laid out for you what you can expect from this defense. And I'm going to let my guy Koye here expand upon that just a little bit.
Snap, you have to guess quickly and correctly. That's why I say this frustrates younger quarterbacks because you had a pre-snap read. Look at the center right now. You're going to see it from a different view. But look at the center right now. That center is still blocking no one and helping no one because he was occupied by the fact that Hendricks was standing right over him, right? Now Hendricks has now played deep middle. He's running up the seam with that receiver, but already that quarterback, Aaron Rodgers has to make a decision now. Now with our corners, we can sit on things a little bit better. You can see they used T. New. We loved Terrence Newman when he was here. They used Terrence Newman as their island guy, and they tilted all the coverage opposite side of the field. So if you wanted a one-on-one throw, you were throwing Terrence Newman's side. So they force you to either throw at Terrence Newman, or you're going to throw into the teeth of our secondary. You know, are you going to throw deep middle where we have two good safeties roaming the field? But Xavier Rhodes and Terrence Newman, they made you throw at those guys, you know, or attack the nickels. You had Captain Munnerlin or whatever his name is, or is it McKenzie? I'm not sure which guy. It was 24 on their team. I think it was Munnerlin. But yeah, they force you to throw at these corners all day. So watch where Hendricks is right now, right? As soon as you snap the ball, now let's watch the center. This creates one-on-ones. This is why I say Micah Parsons being 1 of 5 is what would create that chess piece look that you're looking for with him, because you don't know, even when he's standing there, he's occupying the center, whether he's going or dropping back or blitzing. It doesn't matter. You still have to acknowledge him. And now with a Micah Parsons versus a Hendricks is not really a pass rusher. So when you have Micah Parsons standing here, not only do you have that center that's there one-on-one, but you have these guards trying to pinch inside so that they can help, or a running back that stays in to help, which creates even more one-on-ones for guys like Osa, for guys like Chauncey, Hankins, Mozzie, D-Law, Williams, Fowler if he comes back, for Hoko if he plays. You know what I mean? You have guys that, let me see, Lee, I got you. It's going to the next episode. Don't worry about it. But you have those guys that now have one-on-ones outside. So just watch the effect. That center never blocked anybody because he had that pre-snap read. And then when you look underneath here, you have Barr that's dropping and hook the flat right underneath this slant route. So these are when you're forced to get the ball out that quick, if that corner was sitting, if Rhodes was sitting on this route, where does he go with this ball that quick? He has nowhere to go.
Can you process? Can you diagnose? Can you fill? Check, check, check. For Eric Kendricks. Can you wear the green dot? Can you lead? Check, check. Team captain last year. Walter Payton, Man of the Year finalist. We know about the character here. This is a pro dude. The Cowboys were one-dimensional on the defensive side of the ball a year ago. One-dimensional offensively too. But I'm confident they can fix the running game if they get a little bit stronger at center and fix some of the how. As far as the approach to running the football, it's not so much to do with the personnel as much as it is on the defensive side of the ball. So once again, that's where I want most of my money allocated in free agency. Honestly, the last box that I forgot to mention a second ago that Kendricks checks is, of course, the price. He fits the Catboy criteria. So even if the Cowboys don't change their ways, right, which we're all kind of holding our breath at this point, seeing if they're willing to do so on March 13th. Even if they don't, Kendricks still fits the bill as far as price is concerned. No pun intended. If you made it this far, like I always say, let me know that you're one of the real ones by typing in the comments Kendricks for obvious reasons, right? KENDRICKS. I have more free agency stuff for you that you're not going to want to miss next week. Just hit that button for me to make sure that doesn't happen.